Hey all, how's it going? It's that nerd Ryan here. I'm planning to put a sketch in this video. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I have to convince my two friends to do it tomorrow, so maybe you already saw something or maybe you'll see something at the end. But if you already saw something, I hope you enjoyed it because I want to do more stuff like that. And if not, well, I'm sorry. But so today we are talking about She-Hulk, a show that I have a lot of mixed feelings about, in all honesty, because it had some really good moments, but it also had some glaringly bad moments too. So the first thing I want to do is, I did do the 5 theories. Usually I wait till the end, but I want to get into the meat of how I truly feel about this series. So let's do that. So the first theory was Matt Murdock will be against She-Hulk in court. That was true. The other one was we will see more Thunderbolts than Abomination. Not because of the show. We found out that was false because they showed the lineup. We will see other actors from The Incredible Hulk. That was also false. Although we did acknowledge that Hulk switched actors in it. She will have to defend somebody that she puts away. It's kind of true. Yeah, actually it was true because of Leapfrog. And then Bruce will retire. No, but we did get something else on there, so I did get 2 right. So I'm not going to really go over plot, mainly for the fact that there barely is one. I mean, the whole idea is that she's an attorney that gets Hulk powers and doesn't know what to do with them. And that's literally 9 episodes of just that. Now, what I did really like is, if you remember in my Ms. Marvel review, I said I was sick of the first however many episodes being story, then they stop and they do a backstory episode, then they do the finale. That didn't happen in this, which was nice, breath of fresh air, stuff like that. However, you kind of need a plot to be able to have that anyways. So this kind of floated around just kind of being day-to-day life, which I get a lot of people like that. My friend, who is probably in the sketch if we do the sketch, is a big fan of that idea. He hasn't seen the show, but when I explained it to him, he goes, yeah, that's pretty nice. It's pretty refreshing. It does become a cameo fest at times. I mean, we get Wong, we get Emil, we get Daredevil, we get, like, a lot. There are some truly funny parts, like Madison with a 2 N's and a Y, but it's not where you think. That was funny. Wong becoming her best friend or boyfriend or whatever was funny. Wong in general was funny. Emil, I know people were like hating on Emil for this, but he was great. Jen is mostly a good character. There's some moments where it gets a little preachy. And that like kind of bothered me, but I mean it didn't feel like Jen talking. It felt like the writers talking through Jen. But like there was really good episodes with her, and she was a great character. I think my favorite character was Pug, and the whole reason why he's my favorite character is it's the same actor that played Adrian in Arrow, or Prometheus, I think it was. I haven't watched Arrow in forever, but that actor, and just seeing how he was like such a serious character in Arrow, and now he's like kind of like a fanboy doofus. I just loved that. He was my favorite character in the show. The villains that we got, the Wrecking Crew, was kind of really underused. We get them for 1 scene, then we get one of them in a couple more scenes. Leapfrog was a good episode. I liked that. And then Titania was alright. Kind of felt like, I mean, I don't know how Titania was in the comics, but she just kind of felt like a Kardashian got superpowers. And that was kind of meh. Um, for the cameos as well, Daredevil, great to have Charlie Cox back. It was great. I loved every scene he was in, even like them hooking up was great. I thought that was funny. And just, you could tell Charlie Cox is having a good time in this role. Next, we'll talk about the true villain, or villains. So, Intelligentsia, which is run by somebody that she goes on a Tinder date with. They're pretty interesting, but also not. It's just a bunch of incels that they're trying to represent as basically felt like all men, or all comic book nerd men, which, like, that's what it came off as. And then the leader of it and everything, I could tell he was going to be a villain from the beginning. I just kind of wish he had some sort of ties to the leader or something. And then Kevin, or Kevin. So let's talk about the finale really quick with this, because I was really disappointed in the finale. So there was good parts, again, like the entire show. There's really good parts in it, but there's also devastatingly bad parts in it too. So she breaks the fourth wall, literally breaks out of her Disney Plus show into Marvel Assembled, goes and tries to talk to Kevin Feige, and it ends up it's an AI system. And she actually brings up something that me and a girl were talking about the other day, about how she was saying how every Marvel movie feels the same, and they're just talking about that too. So then Jen goes, okay, well, can we then decide on having a different ending? So we don't see much of the different ending. We just see the aftermath of the different ending, which is like really disappointing to me, because it's like, I mean, it's better to have some resolution, even if it's goofy, compared to having no resolution. So if I did the sketch, or if I didn't do the sketch, I'm going to explain it really quick. So the idea was, I've been watching a lot of Always Sunny, and there's 2 Always Sunny episodes that I think of with this show. One is the Wade Boggs episode, part 2, where it's all the girls, and it's like, how Dee explains it is exactly how the show feels, where it's like, oh, we gotta be raunchier, we gotta be more crass and blah blah blah, just to prove that we're in the bubble. And it's like, look at Miss Marvel. They didn't do that, and Miss Marvel was a great show. Look at WandaVision. WandaVision didn't do that, and it's a great show. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki. Yeah, those 3 shows that are female-centric shows didn't do that, and they're good shows. You don't have to be raunchy or crass because you're the, like, opposite of what the opposite gender kind of show of what the main gender likes. You don't have to pander to those people. You can make a show that doesn't have to be pandering towards anybody. Just make your show. And like I said, there's a lot of good writing in this, but then there's a lot of parts where it's like, are you trying to be Trainwreck? Are you trying to be Ghostbusters 2016? Are you trying to be something like that? Just stop. And but then, like, there's good parts, but then they do no resolution. Anyways, so the other part, sorry, little rant there. The other part was them trying to do the M. Night Shyamalan film, and Mac and Charlie write their script, and then Dennis steps in and he goes, yeah, so we go penetration, crime, and then it goes on until it just kind of ends. And that's how this felt. It was like, yeah, this is going to go on till it kind of ends. And there's, like, not that big of a resolution. And then they're like, oh, yeah, Hulk has a son. And then that's how they end it. And it's like, okay, it just fizzled out. That's an issue. At least it was for me. So I'm going to give She-Hulk a 5 out of 10. Very middle of the road here. Had, like I said, some phenomenal good parts, but also had some very glaring bad parts. The visual effects I didn't get really distracted by, but they did actually make a joke about how they're overworking their digital effects artists too, which is kind of sad. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell. Follow me on all my social media down below. It's that Nerd Ryan telling you, have an amazing day.